us off with an opening statement?
Yeah, I mean, first off, good morning, and thanks to all the Kent State fans that came out to Madison last weekend and sat in the rain with us. Need to play better. Really talented football team up there in Wisconsin. Need to do a better job protecting our quarterback, changing the launch point. Knew that they were very good and really talented defensively, and need to do a better job with that. That starts with me first and foremost, especially with 2 weeks to prepare. And then obviously really talented back, really talented running game. We got out of our fits a couple times, and against a talented group like that, they're going to make you pay. But the kids handled it a great way yesterday on to the school down the road, and a great rivalry week. No better way to kind of turn the page and jump into MAC play here.
Did you take a couple of steps backwards last week, or did you just play a team that was really good?
I don't think we took any steps backwards. I think there's some great lessons that we can learn for how we need to go about preparing, for those opportunities and the way that we're going to go about the process and preparing to win. I know that all of our guys wanted to win that game, but I challenged them yesterday that, did everyone do everything that they could in the course of those 2 weeks to prepare to win that game and play and fight with the grit and the toughness that you need to in those competitions. So I think it's a great lesson for us to learn, and our guys and all these opportunities that we've had to go on the road in this non-conference schedule. We've bounced back and we've been very resilient, and we've gotten hardened, if you will, from these opportunities. And I think if we carry that through like the way I know we will, and we respond to that event, we're going to be just fine. It'll be something that we'll grow from, and it'll be a positive opportunity for us to build off of. But in no way, did we step back.
You said last week that you guys either win or learn.
Yep.
This game's only L you take. So what's the biggest learning takeaways you can take from?
The preparation and making sure that we are prepared for the opportunities, and that we are all in and fully invested for the opportunities that come, regardless of where they're going to be, and that each and every single day that we take those opportunities to prepare, so that regardless of the outcome of the game, we handle our process and we hold the process of winning to a high regard. So again, we talked about that yesterday, and I think we also understood the value of doing our job, doing our 111th, again, against a superior opponent, and a team that's playing at a very high level. When one guy doesn't do their piece, they make you pay in all three phases. And there's things that popped up in all three phases where that against a good team, those mistakes get heightened. So if our guys learn the value of that lesson, we'll be great going down the stretch here in league play.
Did anybody that maybe not immediately notice will do some good things in particular?
Yeah, I mean, those good things that stepped up across the board. No one individual in particularly, but it's really cool to see in all these non-conference games that we played that when we're right and 11 guys are doing it together as a team and no one cares about who's getting the glory, it's really fun to see. I mean, there's a great play early in the game where Cepeda Phillips comes downhill. It's like the 23rd play of the game, and he, stuns the fullback right in the hole the way that he's supposed to. He doesn't go 1-for-1. He tears off the block and makes a play for, I think, like a half-yard gain, and then subsequent play following that, Matt Barr, it's his job to spill the football. He does. The ball bounces outside the way that we know it's going to. We keep the cup. Q comes in, makes the tackle. And again, it's those pieces when all guys are doing their jobs together. It's great to see that. But there wasn't any one individual effort that just wowed you. It's just what the moments where you're really proud as the head of this family is that when all 11 guys are doing it together as a team, guys are being selfless and they're playing together and they're trusting each other to do each other's job. And it comes together the way that it should in all three phases.
You said last year, this rivalry is something you guys bring up every single week. Is that something you guys are still doing this year, and what's that process like?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that every single day that we put the pads on, we'll have a wagon wheel period, so that even though we are preparing for a certain opponent, but what makes college football great, in my opinion, is the uniqueness of the rivalry games. So we do something each and every single day that we're on the field to put an emphasis on this game, and this is a different week. I told the guys yesterday, if you think it's another week, I'm not one of those ball coaches. This is different. You need to get your hands on that wagon wheel, and we need to be about our business the right way this week. So there's a heightened sense of urgency, and there's a greater sense of focus amongst our building this day and this week going forward, so that we can get done what we need to on Saturday.
Do you think there's some of this rivalry game that helps keep guys motivated more than they would be going into just any game against a 0-5 team?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to throw the records out when it comes to rivalry. And I know that's kind of cliche speak, but I mean, you can go back through the history of this game and some of the crazy things that happened. Just look back to last year, right? Overtime game that comes down to, one execution of a play. And it's just the rivalries the records don't matter in rivalry games. Never have, never will. You better be locked in. We know that we're going to get their best effort, and we're going to give our best effort. So it's going to be a fun week.
How big is the leadership with that? Players who've been through before, year after year. How big is it? Telling the first years and everybody else how big of a week this is.
Huge, and I think that starts from the top down. Our coaches do a great job identifying the leaders that are within their group, and then getting the message to them so that they can pass it through the family to the different position groups. But the guys who have been in it before, so that when I say, hey, throw out the records, that a player reinforces that message. I think that holds more volume across the board than anything else, right? When you have a culture and a family of open and transparent honesty, and a player can tell another player, like, hey, this is going the way it's going to be, and you got to be right, then you're doing some things, and you're doing some things in a positive manner. So looking forward to those players to step up this week so that we can have a great week of preparation and do the things that we need to win this football game on Saturday.
Kind of like emotions do you sense in the players? I mean, obviously you talked about last year's game. It's been a while since you beat them. I mean, is it anger, frustration? I mean, what do you kind of sense?
Excitement and urgency. There was a greater sense of urgency yesterday to learn the lessons from the tape, but to clear it and move on because we know what's coming. And again, this past week up in Wisconsin will be valuable as long as we take the lessons with it going forward so that we can apply them this week and not forget, well, just because Wisconsin, that's what happened, right? Well, there's lessons to be learned that individually within each position group and each unit, that were expressed yesterday. So we need to build off those, and then we need to have that excitement and that urgency to get better tomorrow when we get back out on the field, so we can be a better version of ourselves this Saturday, so we can be at our best and win a rivalry football game.
A lot of connections between their new coaching staff.
Sure.
Your staff.
Yep.
You even have a couple guys that are on your staff last year.
Mhm.
Does that spice things up even more?
Again, it's the rivalry games are special, the layers to it, and that's probably just another layer to it. But at the end of the day, all the coaching connections, just like last week that I had with Wisconsin, coaches are standing on the outside of the lines. The players are the ones that are going to go play. And again, it's about the kids. It always will be about the kids, and we need to put the kids in the best position to succeed on Saturday.
So Akron only has 2 sacks.
Oh, that's a bad word. Don't use that word.
That other team.
There you go.
They only have 2 sacks so far in
Mhm.
the year. So is there a plan to utilize the extra time that it seems like Cron's going to have?
I don't know if it's extra time. I mean, those teams that they play have done a good job protecting their quarterback. Their edge rusher, number 8's a twitchy and athletic kid. So we got to, not be complacent and not, relax just because of what the stats are. Again, those stats, the records, everything else, throw them out. They're going to be playing with their hair on fire, and we got to do a great job doing our 111th and making sure that we keep our quarterback upright and clean. And that starts with, again, the game plan that we put together so that we put him and our team in the best position to be successful.
Would that game plan maybe include some more downfield shots against Bowling Green you guys did?
It's still early in the week. Not sure.
What so far been watching the film is what things out of that school down the road, what things out of them have you seen that, gonna have to be a big
Well,
thing to look out for?
the biggest thing you can tell, in year one, that they're continuing to get better and better each week. Their last week out against UMass was their best performance, and they're coming together, and that they have a better understanding of their scheme. So they're playing with, less hesitation. They're very multiple in all 3 phases of the game. They use a lot of different formations. They use a lot of different personnel packagings. Cato is a very explosive player, as he proved a year ago, and we have to do a great job containing him. Now, he left the UMass game early, but they've had a week to, get him healthy, and I expect that he's going to play. So we got to do a great job containing him. And then defensively, there's number 8, the edge rusher. There's number 40, the will linebacker, who's very, very active, and then number 1, who was a first-team all-conference player, last year in the back end. All those 3 guys are very active guys that hunt to the football, and again, they're very multiple, and they do a good job making things look alike, and they've been a little bit unique each week with their plans. So you kind of got to settle in and see how the chess pieces start moving and know how you need to adjust off of that.
I guess this goes with any rivalry game, but the preparation and the whole year going for this game, how do you kind of keep the control during the game? I mean, it's hard to you know, keep the players focused and everything? How do you keep the control? You know, it's a little different from regular games. So.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we train these unique alpha traits year in and year out, day in and day out, and the very first thing that we talk about is the ability to focus and to refocus. So regardless of the circumstance, yeah, there's going to be, you know, a little bit more juice to it because it is a rivalry game, but once you get into it and you kind of get those first few pops, you know, out of you, the ability to kind of clear it and again, be about your teammates, be about the team, and not get into any of these one-on-one individual battles because you might know someone down there, because there is some individual, you know, quarrel going on or whatever the case might be, that you put blinders on and you, again, focus on the things that winning requires. And, you know, any extracurricular activities after the whistle or anything like that, it's only going to take away from winning, you know. And so, again, we just got to live those alpha traits of the ability to focus in the moment, and then if something happens, to refocus and get locked back into the task at hand.
I mean, obviously the rivalry game is plenty, but this is a huge game in the MAC as well. It sets up some big things down the road. I mean, did you guys talk much about that, or this is this?
It's this week. Single-minded focus. I mean, you know, the goal is to be 1-0 this week. That's it.
You mentioned some impact guys on them already, like Dustin Burkhart, Nate Stewart. They have two guys that are in the top 10 in the MAC in receiving yards. What's the plan to slow guys like that down?
I mean, to cover them and to use a lot of different coverages, to mix up the looks for the quarterback and do a great job being patient and staying on top of those guys and limiting the run after the catch.
How'd you come out health-wise?
We're good. I mean, I think a lot of people before the season started, they looked at that deal, and I think they would not believe where we're at right now. And again, that's a testament to the hard work the kids have put in and the plan that our strength and conditioning staff, you know, have bought into. And that's just not only in the off season, but in season as well. I mean, we squat on Sundays, we run after the game, and we do things a little bit different, and that makes us who we are. And the kids are all in on that.
Run after the game.
Day after the game,
Day after the
right?
game.
Sundays, not immediately afterwards. No, don't get me in trouble, Alan. We get on the bus, we shower, we eat Chick-fil-A, and we go home after games. Sundays, we squat and we run.
That's what I thought. You never know. People
I-
always
hey.
come with something new.
No. When you play the non-conference, we do. No.
Run the bus.
Any last questions for Coach? All right, thank you.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.